Okay, so this is just a little quick review on how to inflate something in Adobe Illustrator. So here is a little thing that's already inflated. I'm not going to spend a ton of time though, so let's do something really quick. File, new, and I'm just going to grab a piece of paper. I like always changing it to inches. I'm actually going to do 8 by 10 so it can fit in a frame nicely if I choose to do that. And then this is period 2 demo text. So you can go ahead and give your document a title right away. I'm going to go ahead and say create. I'm again just going to do super simple. I'm going to go ahead, I'm going to take my stroke off just I don't want that. And I'm just going to work with the colors that are already in here. I'm going to give myself a color back here. And then maybe just to have a little something else to inflate, Control copy, Control F to paste in front. I'm going to make this smaller. I'll change this color to just a different shade of blue. Control copy. Control C, Control F to paste in front. I'll do another one. I'll change the color just so it's a little bit different. Okay, that's enough. And now I'm going to go ahead and grab some text. So I'm going to go ahead and do just some nice whoopsies. Control Z. I'm going to go ahead and grab some white. I'm going to get a nice big text. So I'm going to go ahead and grab my T here. And if your window looks different than mine, by the way, window, workspace is up here. And I'm going to reset my painting. I like working in the painting workspace because it has brushes, strokes, swatches, etc. Your layers there. All right, I'm going to go ahead and just click to type, and I'm going to write yay because I'm excited. All right, let's go ahead and change this to white. I'm going to, right here, my character stuff is up here. I'm going to go ahead and hold shift and bump this up so it quickly gets bigger. I'll go for a thicker font. Actually, here, I'll try this one. Maybe I'll do two different, I'll alt drag. And I'll do one that's a nice bold. I think impact is a good one. Just so you can see the two. And you know what? Now I'm going to be like a little picky and make this other one a little bit bigger. There we go. All right, happy with that. Okay, so I'm going to go ahead and I want to show you two scenarios. So if you inflate things as a group versus if you inflate them separately. So I'm just going to select everything, alt drag this over here. I'm going to, alt select it again, alt drag, just so I have two different copies so we can see the different inflate methods. So I guess I'll do it here. I'm going to go ahead and select everything, Control G to group. You can also right click and say group. So everything's grouped now. And when you inflate, when everything's grouped, it kind of treats it all like, oh, this is all one balloon, right? Just like pieces of one balloon. Versus if you inflate separately, if you don't group them, they'll kind of like hover one above each other based on the layer ordering. So let me just show you the difference. So I'm going to go ahead and again, I didn't create outlines. This is still editable text. I can go back in and change it, right? I'm going to select everything. Let me get out of isolation mode. Select it all. Window, 3D materials. Let me pause here and say, if you spend a lot of time doing stuff here and you're going to be sad if this is gone, now is a good time before you open the 3D materials to go ahead and save your work. Okay, just in case. Because if you spend a long time doing a really complex design and then it crashes, you're going to be sad. All right, go to the object, little tab, inflate. In the slides, I actually put some other examples that actually use the extrude instead of the inflate. You're welcome to play with that. Same situation, okay? It works the same where you click it and it does it. All right, so I'm going to go ahead and here and click inflate. And it's looking, you know, pretty cool. It's definitely done something, but I'm going to go ahead and change my materials. There's the base material. There's all these other stored ones. I don't know if there's a way to load in others. I mean, you're supposed to be able to. I just don't know if the Fairfax County version will let us or not. I'm going to go ahead and knock down my roughness, bump up my metallic. I have 0.75 going on right here, and it's looking pretty shiny, but it's still not the full effect because this hasn't been rendered. This little thing right here is how you fully render it. Okay, so if you're like, wait, I don't understand, mine's not looking as cool and shiny as the example, it's because it's not fully rendered. I'm gonna, before I render it though, I'm gonna go ahead and move my lighting around, bring my height up a little bit, and I think now I'm ready. I wanna go ahead and render it, so I'm gonna go ahead and hit this little render button. So let's render it and see. I hit it. I'm gonna pause the demo because I think there's just gonna be like wait time. So also if you're on your computers, work on something, I'll tell you when it's rendered. It takes a bit. Okay guys, so if you take a look up here, these have both rendered now. And so the difference is this one, everything was grouped, including the text, versus this one, the text, I actually grouped all the rectangles, but I didn't group the text with it. So you can see that the text is like clearly separate and on its kind of like hovering above. So you can play with that depending on how you want to create depth. If you want something to be in front of something, or if you want it to look like it is part of one object, okay? So that is, again, everything is grouped versus on this one, the rectangles are grouped, so they look kind of, you know, like one piece, and then the text is separate. You can also, there is the shadows tab in the 3D material panel. So again, in the 3D material, there is this like in lighting, I think it's down here in the bottom. Let me choose an object. There is the shadows right here. If you want to turn them on, you can do like so. You can also use our old school effect drop shadow. So if I select stuff, I can go to my effect and stylize drop shadow. So that's another way to do it as well. Effect drop shadow. And this might take a moment. And then one other thing is you can also, I'm going to show you in your appearance panel. I don't know if you've worked with the appearance panel a lot, but if you can open up the appearance panel and you can turn off the effects while you're working with images. So that way it doesn't keep rendering every time you make an adjustment. So it's taking a moment to do this drop shadow. So I'm going to go ahead and pause the demo just so we're not watching that forever. All right, and here it is after I applied the drop shadow. And again, there's a panel so you can adjust things around if you want. I'm gonna go ahead and zoom out. And I wanna show you the appearance panel. So if you look here, window, there is an appearance panel. So when you select an object, you can see all the things that are on it. So this has a drop shadow and a 3D material. If you wanna modify, you can go ahead and double click to get up into the panel again. So you can make modifications. You can also temporarily turn things off. So watch this. I'm going to go ahead and select all of these, and I can turn off my drop shadow for everything. And oh, you know what? I forgot that these are two separate. There's one group and then the other. So it's going to take a moment. Okay, let's see here. So I'm going to go ahead and select this group because they're two separate things. And you can see right here, I have the 3D material, so I can go ahead and turn that off if I don't want to see that anymore. And then that way I can work with these shapes and it's not going to like crash my computer, right? Like I can resize it and it's not going to continually keep trying to render. And then later, let's say I've, you know, decided, okay, I want to make this smaller or I want to change the color or whatever. Then I can go back and I can click this, turn the 3D material back on to re-render it. Whoopsie. And it's frozen. But there you go, it's rendering. All right, so that's it for this little demo and I'll post this for you.